Welcome back to another session on Databricks. Today we'll talk about the user-defined functions versus built-in functions. You know that Spark has provided various built-in functions, but sometimes what happens is the built-in functions may not be useful for your business requirement. So you may have to create user-defined functions. But keep in mind, if you use user-defined function, the performance may hit, right? Because all the built-in functions are optimized and the catalyst optimizer knows all these built-in functions, whereas user-defined functions is new to catalyst optimizer. And also when you call a user-defined function, the it has to call the Python interpreter and connect to JVM before calling it. So please note that if you want to create UDF, that situation should be like there is no built-in function to satisfy your requirement. Okay, so for demonstrating the user-defined function, I'm pulling the data from share data that I showed you in the previous one of the previous video. So let me show you what exactly that file contains. So we have ticker and details of the ticker. So we have three ticker, and let's see what exactly the values it contains. So it's having ticker, date, open, high, low, close, adjusted, close, then volume. So if you look at this function, right, this is very simple a function. You can incorporate any kind of complex requirement inside the function, and it can accept one parameter, input parameter, or multiple input parameter. Same as it can give you one output parameter or the complex parameter. So first we'll see how the simple input function will create it, right? So I created one function, named it as day change, and it accepts three parameter x, y, z. So my intention is to pass this open, close, and the volume, three columns. So what the function is doing is it's finding out the differences in the day by minusing the value from close value and open, then multiply with the volume, so you'll get the market cap, right? And I want to represent the value retrieved in a million, so I'm just dividing the value by million. All right, now execute this function. Now function is created. Next we can test the function, right? So as I said, I'm passing three values here. Let's execute. Yeah, so it's generating one output value. So you can use this function in the current session without registering, but let's say if you want to use this function in your other sessions, then you need to register this function, right? So for okay, before that we will see whether in the current session we can use this function. So I'm pulling all the column from this data frame, and also I'm calling this function inside this data frame and passing open, close, and the volume. Let's execute and see. Yeah, so you got all the values here, right? 91 minus 82. So this is the 82 million reduction in the market cap. So here it is 91 increase, right? So this is how we can register the function. So I am giving the float type, This is the return type of the function, right? And you can see here day change underscore pi. Why I given underscore pi? Because this is the name that we will be using if you are using Python language, and this is the function name will be available if you are using Spark SQL, right? And this is the actual function, and this is the return type. We can give the same name function like day change in Python as well as SQL, but I given different names so that it will be easy for you to understand why we are giving like this, right? Day change equal to, then register, then again we are giving another name. So this is basically for SQL, and this is for Python. So let's register it. Now your function is registered. Okay, so this is how you can apply. I showed you uh, on top. It's the same keyword. I'm not changing anything. So yeah, so this is how we can implement function. Now look at the multi-valued functions. Multi-valued functions give you multiple output to the calling program, right? So if you look at this function, def multi-value, it accepts one parameter, and in return it gives you three output: x, and adding x plus 100 and x plus 2000. Let's execute this and see the result. I'm passing 10 as a parameter, so 10, 110 and 2010, right? So to accept this multi-value, I'm creating the schema. So three values: first value, second value, and third value. All the values I'm considering as integer, right? So let's execute the schema. Now where I'm using this schema, I'm passing this schema here while registering the function. So here I'm using the same value for Python as well as SQL. So I'm registering it, this function, and passing the schema. Okay, now let's execute this. Your function is registered. Now how we are using this, right? It's the same method, share df, that's the data frame dot select all the values I'm selecting here, then calling the multi-value function, passing the volume, renaming that column into volume change, right? Then selecting the column retrieved from this function. So here you can see, okay, before that let me show you how the value is coming up there, right? So let me display share df1. Let's execute this first. Yep. So you can see the volume change contains three values, and all the three values came in one row, sorry, one column, right? But sometimes it may not be useful for you to make any kind of modification, right? So for that we can use the next statement. I'm commenting the first one, and let's execute this. So we know that we have this is the main column, that is volume change. Then using the dot you can access the first value. So dot first value, the column name, second value, column name, the third value. So with this one we can segregate the values retrieving from the function into different columns, right? Let's go here. So you can see this, all the values in a separate columns. So with this I'm concluding the demo for user defined function. I'll come back with more videos later. Till then, bye. If you would like to receive more such videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you would like to connect with me, I have provided my details here, my email and LinkedIn. So thank you very much.